education. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. We take an act of Congress to actually eliminate the Federal Department of Education. President Trump, though, is expected to sign an executive order today aimed at breaking it apart.
Education Secretary Linda McMahon will be directed to facilitate the slow walk closure while, quote, continuing to ensure the effective and uninterrupted delivery of services, programs, and benefits on which Americans rely, including funding for students with disabilities, funding for low-income schools, and federal student loan payments.
Fox's Kevin Corke. Ukraine's President Zelensky agrees in principle to a limited ceasefire with Russia, no more attacks on energy infrastructure. He says he felt no pressure from a suggestion from President Trump about Ukrainian energy.
During an hour-long phone call with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, President Trump said American ownership of Ukraine's nuclear power plants would be the best protection for the infrastructure and Ukraine's energy.
He said that the United States could be very helpful in running those plants with its electricity and utility expertise.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says a partnership to develop Ukraine's rare earth minerals was not discussed after that deal fell apart in an Oval Office meeting last month.
Fox's Jared Halpern. Israel has launched a new ground offensive in Gaza, and at least 58 Palestinians are reported killed in airstrikes overnight into the morning.
According to 3 hospitals and Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry, the midnight airstrikes killed men, women and children as they slept. Israel restarted the offensive against Hamas this week, blaming the militants for rejecting an amended ceasefire deal. Israel says Hamas hides behind civilians, putting ordinary Palestinians in the line of fire.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. The unredacted Social Security numbers of more than 200 people are exposed in the release of documents related to President Kennedy's assassination. Many of those are former congressional staffers still alive. America's listening to Fox News.
Fox News Audio presents the Fox Nation Investigates podcast, Evil Next Door, exploring the life and crimes of 5 serial predators from across the United States.
It's a very disturbing case.
In never-before-heard interviews and first-hand perspectives.
Described as pure evil. That's a good description.
The Fox Nation Investigates podcast, Evil Next Door. Listen and follow now at foxtruecrime.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Get those W-2s ready. Tax season has arrived. It's the Fox Business Tax Tips. Fox News Radio's Ginny Casola and Hillary Barsky are joined by the hosts of the Fox Business Network to provide you with the latest tips, tricks, and updates on filing your taxes. From deadlines to tax law changes to the latest deductions, we'll cover it all to make sure you keep that hard-earned money where it belongs, in your pocket. Listen and follow the Fox Business Tax Tips at foxnewspodcasts.com.
The House Homeland Security Committee takes up the threat posed by China.
The competition with China was summed up by Mississippi Democratic Congressman Benny Thompson, who simply said,
"The threats are very real."
Mississippi Republican Michael Guest adding,
"China is willing to play the long game and build up its power over the course of decades."
However, Dr. Michael Pillsbury, the senior fellow for China strategy at the Heritage Foundation, claimed America is still not prepared to properly combat Chinese efforts.
There's no annual report on how are we doing vis-a-vis, let's say, 20 or 30 indicators with China. So we're working in the dark.
Pillsbury warning that until those type of measures are implemented, we are no match for China's all-of-country approach. Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
Police say an 8-year-old New Jersey girl got away from a man trying to kidnap her, stabbing him with a pencil.
Berlin Township police say a man approached the girl as she was walking to her elementary school and tried to grab her. The girl telling officers she stabbed the man in the face and fought him off and then ran to the school. They say the girl was physically unharmed. Police say despite the trauma of the attack, the alert girl was able to give them a pretty good description of the man, and they are searching for him now.
Fox's Gary Baumgarten. A Los Angeles music executive is accused of mafia-like crimes.
Eugene Henley turning himself into authorities. The 58-year-old is accused of numerous charges under the RICO Act, including the murder of rapper Rayshawn Williams and defrauding famous NBA athletes. Law enforcement officials say Henley is a longtime member of the Rolling 60s neighborhood Crips Street gang. 10 other alleged members of that gang have been arrested and face various federal crime charges. Chris DeMeo, Fox News.
Mount St. Mary's and Xavier advanced to the field of 64 at the men's college basketball tournament. 32 of those teams play today. I'm Chris Foster. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. The Putnam County Sheriff's Office says 3 Nashville gang members have been arrested in connection with a series of auto burglaries. Sheriff Eddie Ferris said multiple break-ins and a car theft occurred in February across the Hewlin Drive, Cedar Circle area and Big Orange Circle, Hawkins Crawford Road area. The trio tracked down after a stolen vehicle was located in Nashville. 2024 census estimates released this week show Putnam County's population at 84,894. That's a 6.3% growth in population since the 2020 census. County Mayor Randy Porter said this week that the 2020 numbers were likely lower than expected due to COVID. Livingston-Overton County Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors have announced the appointment of Zach Stevens as its new president and CEO. He replaces Shannon Cantrell, who announced her resignation earlier this year. That's the news from WHUB.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. It is 6:06. Today is Thursday. It's the 20th of March.
And it's going to be a cold, rainy day today. Partly cloudy. You got some rain coming. And then, of course, Anthony Taylor will tell us more about that. But the high is going to be about 42, and it's going to stay there. Going to feel more like in the 30s because the wind gusts are going to be high. So you know how I feel about the wind. I can take the cold, but the wind.
Right.
The wind, I argue with it.
And just before anybody starts messaging through Facebook or sending us text or anything, yes, that's a banana on Sheila's sweater for those of you watching on Hub Plus. I just thought
I'm in a red sweater with a yellow banana on it.
Let's just go ahead and get that out in the open.
I thought it was cute.
Before we have to answer all this stuff. What's that on Sheila's sweater? I just want to make it very clear.
I didn't know that my
banana.
clothes were so interesting to y'all, but I like that y'all like them.
I didn't either. But it's you know what? I guess that means we're gaining some people watching on Hub Plus or Facebook or YouTube or Channel 192.
Right.
But
I had somebody tell me one time, this was like years ago, you really dress differently. It's kind of quirky, but I like it. It works for you.
It does somehow.
It works for you.
But anyway, that is
it's a banana.
It's a banana.
I needed potassium today.
I think that is one thing that you needed to know.
Yeah.
Things you need to know. Shoe Station will soon open at 1265 Interstate Drive in Cookeville.
Shoe Station?
That's the shops at Eagle Point. It's going in where Shoe Carnival is or was. Shoe Carnival still owns Shoe Station, so it's almost more of a name change than it is anything. But they tested the name out a few places and seemed to go real well, so they switched the name over here, and it will be called Shoe Station from here on out. The Shoe Carnival.
I wanted to let y'all know, the Tennessee Highway Patrol officer, Cothran.
Yeah.
He's still recovering. He got shot last year, and they did a benefit for him. They're going to keep that benefit going on.
Good.
It's going to be another one. It's a few months away. It's going to be in August again, August 23rd. But, they had the car show at the fairgrounds. Well, now it's going to be at the new Expo Center in August. And said they're going to give the Adam Cothran Cruisin' Past Adversity Scholarship is created in honor of him as well. So I think that's cool.
That is. That's great.
So there's a lot of things going on, but I wanted to let y'all know they're planning to do another one in a few months. So you can find out more about that by just talking to the Tennessee Highway Patrol. And looks like it's going to be even bigger than the last year's
They'll
fundraiser.
definitely have more room.
Yeah, Fraternal Order of Police.
Oh wait, didn't they have it out there last year? And it was just a gravel lot. They have it out there last year, was it?
Yeah, it was the new fairgrounds.
so.
It wasn't the old fair. Okay,
Yeah.
the new on Tennessee Avenue.
I think that's
Because they
that's
needed,
right.
they were going to have it at the old one, and then so many people got involved with the car show.
They moved it out.
They needed more room.
I think that's right. I'm not 100%.
I'm pretty sure you're right about that.
Now, I think we did this last week, but Cookeville Micropolitan. It was the ninth fastest growing, and McMinnville was in that list.
Mm-hmm.
So, you may have thought, well, maybe that's just Cookeville. So the Cookeville micropolitan area, they've defined this a little bit better for us, is White, Jackson, Overton, and Putnam counties.
Yeah, I read that too, and it was and it said that Cookeville and McMinnville are the two fastest growing of the micropolitans
in the country.
And
that our micropolitan, the Cookeville micropolitan, is at 149,929 people right now.
Isn't that amazing?
That's nuts.
And still growing.
Yeah. So probably since this happened, we've clicked over to 150 at least.
Yeah. It's something.
We're going to need an oil change soon.
We're going to need an oil change. We're going to need a bigger boat.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
In Roane County, I thought some of y'all might be interested in this because it's coming up this Saturday. It is, I know there's no such thing as a first annual, but when in Rome.
Yeah.
The first annual, which I know why they say that, because it means they're going to try to do it every year.
Doing it again.
The Councilman John Nobby Brackett tennis camp.
Okay.
So I guess his nickname was Nobby.
That's old Nobby.
Old Nobby's tennis camp. It said he's a graduate and he was high-level tennis player and instructor. So that's going to be a tennis camp coming up this Saturday. And it's beginners, intermediate, or advanced, 3 different levels. And you can check that out on Roane County Visitors Bureau Facebook page to find out more about that and to get registered. Because I know a lot of people love tennis, and Roane County's just up the road.
It's just
yeah.
up the road a bit, yeah.
And it's at their Roane County Tennis Complex.
Tennessee Tech's hosting the 48th Annual Appalachian Studies Association Conference. They starting today. They don't normally do it at tech schools, so this will be a different thing for them. Going to have bluegrass music and all that stuff, plus all the scientific advances that have come from Appalachia, and some really cool stuff that they're going to be doing, and they're going to be using STEM with their Appalachian studies as well. So that starts today at Tennessee Tech.
And that's all I have with things you need to know. I know you might have a few.
No, that's all I've got too, Sheila.
We have about the same every morning.
We are matchy, except
you need a banana sweater.
Boy, I wish I had one.
And if y'all are wondering what Jason has on, he has his Tennessee Vols
They play
sweatshirt
today.
on,
They play this afternoon, 5:50, I believe, is tip-off for the Vols taking on Wofford.
And I'm going bananas for the Vols.
She said Vols.
Vols.
It's 6:14, and your 2 cents is coming up next. It's
I can't believe you.
brought to you. Well, I mean,
the Vols.
People hear what they want to hear, Sheila, and I just want to.
Anyway,
put that
it's
out
time
there.
for your 2 cents.
Yeah, it's brought to you by Lord.
It's on Mayberry Street.
Got me all tore up now. Freedom Pawn. Freedom Pawn's going to see you in that nanner sweatshirt. And,
Dana, who's the manager over at Freedom Pond, Freedom Pond, he understands. I'm quirky.
See why I had to.
You had to make sure people knew what I said.
Yeah.
Go Vols.
Yeah. Go Vols.
And go Freedom Pond.
All right. So, what is your 2 cents today?
What's the most overpriced thing that you think is overpriced at the grocery store?
What?
No. What's the most overpriced thing at the grocery store?
The most overpriced. Well, a lot of things are.
I know. That's why I thought we'd get some good answers.
Here's the thing. I'll just be real honest with you. I don't go to the grocery store that much.
Because that's a woman's job.
No, it's just, Donna does that part.
Yeah.
I'm the, oh gosh.
I need this. Can you get this for me?
Yeah. Can you run by there and get that on your way home? Or I didn't get dog food while I was out. Can you go get dog food while you
do that.
I'm that guy.
You're like, yeah, baby.
I back cleanup.
Yeah. That's what Tim does too. He's cleanup.
Back cleanup.
Sometimes we go together.
Yeah.
But
We'll get into that and what you guys think. You can go to 1077 and 1400 The Hub on Facebook and answer that, or you can go to the Good Morning Cookeville Facebook page as well. We'll be right back, guys. Hang out with us. It's Good Morning Cookeville live from the Willow Window Studio.
Now through May 4th, Cumberland County Playhouse presents Ken Ludwig's Moon Over Buffalo. This historical play stars Jason Ross and Wesley Webster, A.C. George, and Charlotte Hay, leaders of a traveling theater troupe that finds itself stranded in Buffalo on the verge of their big break. But everything that can go wrong does. Don't miss Moon Over Buffalo. Rated PG and co-sponsored by Ken and Grace Patton and Tim and Susan Tewalt. Call 931-484-5000 or visit ccplayhouse.com to get your tickets today.
You've prolonged it enough. 1 year quickly turned into 2, 2 years into 10, and now you've lost track of how long it's been since you've seen the dentist.
A trip to the dental office can be a scary thing for many people, but there is help. Hi, I'm Dr. Sandy Hayes.
And I'm Dr. Kevin Hayes. At Hayes Family Dentistry, we're changing the way people think about going to the dentist. We use the latest advancements in dental technology, including sedation dentistry, which offers hope to people who fear going to the dentist, or patients who need to have a lot of dental work done in just fewer appointments.
With one little peel, you'll ease into a state of relaxation and all of your fears will melt away, allowing us to correct years of dental problems, often in just one visit.
For more information, call us at Hayes Family Dentistry, 931-526-1614. That's 931-526-1614, or visit hayesdentistry.com and find out how easy it is to have the smile you've always wanted.
Elevate your space with high-quality window treatments from Willow Window. Their dedicated team crafts custom solutions that perfectly blend style and practicality, featuring sleek blinds, elegant shades, custom interior and exterior shutters, and luxury drapery tailored to your style. Transform your windows into stunning focal points that enhance your home's charm. Come see them at Delmonico Winery for the 2025 Upper Cumberland Home Show on the 29th and 30th.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
1077 and 1400 The Hub. Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:19 now.
We have Norris and Aileen Skelly coming in from the Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. I may call it something else now. Maybe.
I think it's still Mothers.
Still MAD.
MAD, yeah.
And they're doing a walk like mad. I like that title on that. And then at 7:30 from Standing Stone State Park, we have park rangers Sean Hughes and Ranger Stephanie Howick. They're coming in to talk to us about Standing Stone.
Some good guests coming up after 7 o'clock here on Good Morning Cookeville. And it's your 2 cents time. Your 2 cents is brought to you by Freedom Pawn. They're at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. Stop by there for lots of great deals, from guns to guitars to games and everything else that starts with G.
Guns, games, and, well, golf.
Guitars, golf, yeah.
Jewelry with a J.
Well, don't mess me up, Sheila. Let's go with that.
Just saying, it's other things besides G's.
The letter G is sponsored by Freedom Pawn.
Here's your 2 cents. Here's your 2 cents. What's the most overpriced thing at the grocery store?
I don't know. From what I understand, eggs.
There's a lot that's gone up. But Scott said the final bill at checkout. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it in the last couple of years just gradually keep going up. And I'm like,
here's something that I don't get. Health food, healthier food costs more.
Yeah.
But it's got less ingredients in it.
Doesn't make any sense.
So how can it cost more?
It takes longer to find it?
No, well, I mean, the thing is that if you grow something organic, you can't do it cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's extra things that the government makes you do.
Right.
So I guess, that's why.
Well, I know Connie is right about that. She said all the processed crap, she said it seems cheaper, but it costs so much more in the long run.
That's right.
You have so many different health effects because of that, and all the process I don't know the additives that they put in. Now this is just me, I haven't heard this, but I think some of that probably causes cancer and gives
for sure does.
so much health problems.
We're eating stuff over here that they've banned in other countries because it's so bad for you.
But we have an FDA.
Right. Well,
you would think it would be better.
People should say it. There's an app for that.
Yeah.
Now there's a drug for that.
Yes.
It's almost like they're in cahoots. Food and pharma.
Yeah.
Not that I'm a conspiracy theorist or anything, but
he keeps saying he's not. But
sometimes
y'all hear it.
Sometimes things just make sense.
Yeah.
2 + 2 = 4.
Sometimes things just make sense, and Jason goes, he's the one that's making sense. Well, you do make a lot of sense.
Well, I do make sense because I pay attention.
Jim said, hate to say it, but everything's more expensive these days. Dale goes, everything from eggs to water. And it sounds kind of funny. Water should be free, but it's not. And they put that stuff in bottles, and then it's like, why are we having so much? You have a theory on the bottled water, too.
Well, yeah, I think that's why we're having droughts and stuff, is because we're hiding the water from nature.
See, at first I was like, Jason, and then the way you explained it, it made sense.
Think how many gallons of water we got tied up in bottles on pallets in
just
warehouses.
Sitting there.
And if all that was still just, out in the earth, we
wouldn't have a drought.
Would it get back into the rotation of, getting up and being a cloud again and then, raining somewhere? Probably.
We've droughted us out trying to bottle that water.
Because here's the thing, we're not making more water. The rain's not coming from, it's not up there making it. It's picking it up from the earth and then putting it back down again. It's been the same water since the dinosaurs.
And that is your Water 101 with Jason this morning.
Y'all can Google that if you want to. Heck, I could be wrong.
What's the most overpriced thing at the grocery store?
What?
A lot of people say beef. And then others Steve says lots of meat has gone up. It has.
It has.
And then we've got eggs. Most people are just saying groceries in general.
Yeah, I mean, everything's gone up a lot. I don't know if you've seen any of that on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, whatever your social preference is. It's been everywhere. A grocery bill from 2019 and a grocery bill from today.
Big difference.
It's like a $100 and something grocery bill in 2019 is almost $300.
I believe it. Yeah.
It's crazy. That's crazy. 2019, you could have bought a home for $150,000. That's real close to $300,000 today.
Well, Greg has said even soft drinks have gone up. I haven't noticed that as much.
I don't buy a lot of soft drinks at the store, but again, I don't go to the store. And Donna really has quit going to the store. She does the deal where they bring it out to the car.
Me too. Tim and I used to kind of shop together because he would like different things than me, and he's like, I just said, just tell me what to get. I don't know. Let's just go together.
Yeah.
Well, now we've stopped that, and he just tells me what he wants. I do it on my phone and then go pick it up, and it saves so much time.
When all that first started happening, I was like, man, that kind of sucks. You need to go in the store. That's the only way, blah, 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 blah.
But then when you go in the store, then people make you mad. It's
right.
Like, get out of my way. I just want to get it and go.
Now I can't imagine any other way doing it.
I know.
I needed shampoo. I could easily stop at one of the many Dollar Generals.
Right.
I don't have to go someplace fancy to get my
your shampoo.
What did I do? Ordered it off Amazon. One bottle of shampoo.
I do that.
I couldn't bear the thought of stopping somewhere.
Now, I do. I know we've got a lot of them, but I do love our little Dollar Generals because it's not a huge store. I can just go in, get what I want.
I passed two on my way home.
Yeah, they're so convenient.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, I got to walk all over the grocery store.
Yeah.
I'll just do it on my phone. We've gotten so lazy.
Right. And then I thought about, food lines. They have that food line to go where you can just call them and pull up, and they bring it right out to your car.
Mm-hmm.
There's one just right down the road here, the one on Jackson. And that food line to go, I mean, they're quick about it. They really are. They do a great job. And I thought, well, I could do that. But then I'd have to take a left.
I'm the same way.
Oh, I can't bear the thought of taking a left.
Crossing traffic.
Man, I'll just order it off Amazon.
I totally understand that. You take your life in your own hands in this town, but then you think of places like Nashville, and it's like, whoa, Cookeville's it's great and less traffic than Nashville. But
I started giggling about it because and how privileged must I think I am?
Yeah, we're all pretty spoiled.
I don't want to get out of the car, and I certainly don't want to turn left. Where'd that Jason come from? That's crazy to me.
I know. They've trained us well in these days. So use the phone.
Yeah. Amazon, bring me my shampoo.
Right to my door.
I'll be here this afternoon. This afternoon.
It is quick, isn't it?
Yeah. So I used Donna's shampoo this morning.
Oh, still nice.
I don't know if you can tell or not.
No, I can't tell any difference.
She's got a fancy shampoo.
Could you tell the difference with your hair?
Yeah, it's a lot
softer.
Smoother.
Isn't it?
It's a lot softer than the man shampoo. Is that it for your two?
Yeah, that's mostly everybody's saying. Like food, I know you can buy more than food at the grocery, but I understand what they're saying. Every bit of food has gone up.
Oh yeah, well every bit of everything has. It really
all of it.
Head over to News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub on Facebook. Good Morning Cookeville on Facebook, whichever there, and get in on today's Your 2 Cents, which is brought to you by Freedom Pond, 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. Coming up, we've got spoiler alert, things going on in the world of entertainment and music. That's on the way here in just a little bit, so stick around. Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. A TBI child sex abuse investigation has resulted in the arrest of a Sparta man. 40-year-old Timothy Rankin, charged with one count of violation of the sexual offender registry. The TBI press release says agents began investigating Rankin in December after receiving a tip concerning child sex abuse material being sent to others by a Snapchat user. The user later identified as Rankin. The Putnam County Sheriff's Office says 3 Nashville gang members have been arrested in connection with a series of auto burglaries. Sheriff Eddie Ferris said multiple break-ins and a car theft occurred in February across the Hewlin Drive, Cedar Circle area and Big Orange Circle, Hawkins Crawford Road area. The trio tracked down after a stolen vehicle was located in Nashville. The sheriff says multiple law enforcement agencies worked together to solve the case. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. Yesterday in the boys' state tournament in Murfreesboro, the Pickett County Bobcats fell to Hillcrest 56-39 in the 1A state quarterfinals. In the 2A state quarterfinals, Jackson County beat Jackson Central Mary for their first ever win in the state tournament. They'll play two-time defending champions Alcoa in the semifinals Friday at 2:15. The Upperman Bees baseball team beat Stone Memorial last night 5-2 to sweep the Panthers in the first 2 games of district play. The Bees have now won 3 games in a row and are 4-5 on the season. Julian Yano pitched 7 innings for Upperman and tossed 6 strikeouts in the win. With the first round games of the NCAA tournament getting underway today, one team will have a head coach who has accepted a job with another team. McNeese State's Will Wade will become the next head coach at NC State after McNeese State finishes their run in the tournament. McNeese State will play Clemson today at 2:15. Join us this morning from the Glass House as the Upperman Bees basketball team takes on Hume Fogg in the 3A state quarterfinals. Myself and Noah McKay will have the call on the UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel at 9:30 this morning. I'm Jacob Vinson, and that was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank. The Fox Business Report is brought to you by Paul Winkler Incorporated, now with an office in Cookeville, creating confident investors. PaulWinkler.com.
I'm Lauren Simonetti, and this is the Fox Business Report.
China-based automaker Geely says its profit more than tripled in the last year. Geely, which is also parent company of Volvo, says it's been seeing an outstanding performance in the overseas market and solid sales at home. It sees demand remaining stable this year. Tesla is recalling more than 46,000 Cybertrucks because a cosmetic panel could detach. The repair will be made free of charge to owners. NVIDIA chief executive Jensen Huang says the company plans to spend hundreds of billions of dollars on chips and other electronics manufactured in the U.S. over the next 4 years. He made the comments to the Financial Times. The Federal Reserve left interest rates unchanged yesterday, but indicated most policymakers still see 2 rate cuts this year. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jimmy Coselda, invested in you.
National security is at risk, and China controls most of the world's supply of antimony, a critical metal for military and defense technology. Military Metals Corp is taking action and securing a Western-controlled supply with projects in Europe and North America. Critical minerals are the backbone of modern defense. Now's the time to pay attention. The stock trades on the OTC under ticker MILIF. Call your broker today or go to www.militarymetalscorp.com to
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
From the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio, I'm Anthony Taylor with your Thursday morning forecast. It's the first day of spring, but old man winter isn't letting go just yet. Temperatures will hover in the 40s today with light rain showers likely. A few snow showers can mix in at times along the plateau. West-southwest winds around 15 miles per hour, gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. Skies will clear out overnight with lows in the upper 20s.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
On on 1077 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila here in the Willow Window studio. Willow Window has their new summer space. Unbelievable cool stuff. And for your patio, your deck, really any outdoor space you could think of, you can go to willowwindow.pro and look around at their summer space ideas, or maybe have one of their guys or I can't think of the lady's name right. Leonette. Have Leonette come out and tell you what they can do for you.
Or you can stop by the showroom.
Yeah, they've got some things here that they can show you as well. But willowwindow.pro is a great place to start, and just tickled that they're one of our great sponsors. And if you need windows, replacement doors, whatever, any of that stuff, be sure to call them too. We sure do appreciate them, and we hope y'all appreciate them too for making sure we're on the air.
Yeah, that's one of the best partnerships that we've had. I mean, we really appreciate them. So please make sure if you need windows or outside space or doors, even garage doors.
Yeah, Willow Window. That's the place to be for sure. It's 6:35 now, Sheila.
Well, high today, we've reached it. Pretty much 42 is our high, and it's going to be falling through the afternoon. It's going to be cold. Wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour or more, and we could see some rain, too, that pops up.
Nothing real good on any of the late night talk shows tonight.
So we don't know anybody that's going to be on it.
Selena Gomez is going to be on Jimmy Fallon.
Right, nothing real good. I feel like she's a little whiner.
Yeah.
Let's just say how I really feel, right?
I'm with you. It's really, today starts the best 2 days in sports.
Mm-hmm.
The first 2 days of March Madness, the NCAA men's basketball tournament starts. I guess it started with the play-in game, but today it starts for real. Vols play at 5:50 this afternoon. So don't call. Don't text.
Don't even look his direction.
Don't email. I'm going to be watching that. Oh, and I'm off tomorrow, by the way.
What's Sheila going to do by herself? That's what everybody says.
I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't know and does not care. He's going to be off.
The grandbabies are here.
Yeah, he's going to see his grandbabies. But my husband, Tim Scruggs, will be in co-hosting with me tomorrow.
I love Tim. He'll do such a great job. Also on TV, if you're not into the greatest 2 days of sports, Law & Order is on NBC. Law & Order Special Victims Unit is also on NBC. Next Level Chef is on Fox. Farmer Wants a Wife is on Fox. Grey's Anatomy on ABC, and then Accused, Guilty or Innocent. That's on A&E.
Ooh, A&E.
Yeah. Streaming, series premiere on Amazon, Last One Laughing UK. I won't understand any of that.
You know what? We were watching something on Netflix that was, it was in English. It was from England.
Right.
But they still say things differently. And I thought I understood most of it, but I'm like, what do they mean with this word?
Yeah.
Because they're using it totally different than we would.
I just want to look at them. Y'all need to learn English.
Maybe they think that about us.
Bet Your Life, season 1 on Netflix. The Residents, that is on Netflix, season 1. Wolf King, season 1 of that on Netflix.
Wolf King.
Big day for Netflix. Paramount Plus series premiere of Happy Face, and then Hallmark Plus has the series premiere of Home is Where the Heart Is.
Aw. You said Happy Face? What's that on?
Paramount Plus.
Is that the Happy Face Murders or something?
I don't know, probably. You know about more murders than I do.
No, I haven't murdered anything
You're
anyone.
more murdery than I am.
You got to admit, it's interesting stories.
Saturday Night Live has announced 3 upcoming hosts. Mikey Madison, or is it Mickey Madison?
Mickey, probably.
Debuts on March 29th with musical guest Morgan Wallen. Jack Black returns April 5th after 20 years, joined by Elton John and Brandy Carlisle. Then John Hamm hosts April 12th with Lizzo.
My goodness.
So there you go.
Some big time folks coming up.
Absolutely. Warner Brothers is negotiating the sale of the previously shelved film Coyote versus Acme to Catch-Up Entertainment for approximately $50 million. If finalized, Catch-Up plans a theatrical release in 2026. The stars Will Forte, Lana Condor, and John Cena. Features Wile E. Coyote suing the Acme Corporation for defective products.
That's funny.
Oh, Wile E. Coyote strapping those rockets to him.
I miss him.
That was a good show.
All of those cartoons, like the Warner Brothers Network, they're pretty good.
Yeah. Marcia Gay Harden has joined the cast of Murder in a Small Town for its second season.
I haven't even seen the first, but it's about murder.
Yeah, portraying she's the town's new mayor. This season also introduces Michael Ealy as a detective investigating a series of mysterious disappearances. The new season is set to premiere this fall.
You know, I don't like murdering people. It's more just figuring out the puzzle and what makes people tick, and then why they, like, what happened, who did it.
Yes, Sheila, of course I know that you are not a murder fan. You're just a fan of watching people get murdered.
Hard to explain because it makes it seem like I maybe have a tendency to murder.
Like you're a psychopath?
Yes, you make it sound like I'm a psychopath.
That's what I've been trying to tell you this whole time, that that you have tendencies.
Don't tip me over the edge, buddy.
Ryan Reynolds has filed a motion to dismiss Justin Baldoni's $400 million lawsuit, characterizing Baldoni's reaction to the Nice Pool character in Deadpool and Wolverine as thin-skinned outrage over a movie character.
That was over my head a little.
Mine too.
I was like, whoa, what?
So now Ryan Reynolds is in on the suing.
See, I was thinking he was taking up for his wife on something, but no, he started suing. They're getting sue happy.
Yeah, is what it looks like. I think
What's going on?
I don't know.
She's
Sheila.
affected her husband.
I don't have no.
Or maybe he's affected her, and he's just been quieter about how he stirs up stuff. I don't know anymore.
I don't know anymore either.
I'm very confused.
Pete Davidson is dating the model actress Elise Hewitt, known for past relationships with Ryan Felipe, Benny Blanco, and Jason Sudeikis. The couple was recently spotted sharing affectionate moments during a beach getaway in Palm Beach, Florida.
I don't know her.
Well, she's beautiful.
So you know who they're talking about?
Yeah.
Pete Davidson. He doesn't date ugly people.
And I think, for all...
He seems like he's like you want to take care of him and you root for him, but he always goes off the deep end a little bit. But it's more depression.
He should be, all of you, all of us...
Should take note.
Should really be like, we should thank him, because, he is not a pretty guy.
No, he's not.
And
but he's funny.
So
and seems very sweet. And like most women, I don't want to say all and put us all in a box. A lot of us want to help you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a lost little puppy and you seem depressed and need us.
Well, he's got that down pat. So,
he's got it.
So
he's using it and working it.
But hey, ugly guys, there's a chance for all of us.
You're not ugly.
Well, I'm not talking about me. I'm married.
You said us.
Well, I'm not. I've got a mirror, Sheila. I can look at it and go, maybe 30 years ago. 30 years ago, that was something. Well, Jason, you've really gone downhill lately.
Well, you know what?
Look at yourself.
You guys, girls, he didn't talk like that until y'all started telling him he looked tired. Now y'all have just ripped his little heart out.
And fat and sick.
Oh.
Don't forget about that.
Stop acting like Pete Davidson. He's just wanting some petting.
Those are my pronouns. Fat, sick, and tired.
That's pretty funny.
6:44 now, and coming up, we've got the real good, a couple stories that are positive and uplifting. Also coming up is Ask Sheila. This will be round 4.
I don't even know where we're at. I forgot how many.
Now, tomorrow, will Tim ask you the questions?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, because we need to keep that going.
Yeah, because, yeah.
Because you've done
Tim's
it all.
good at it.
Right. But
Tim can read.
I just want to make sure he's the one asking you the questions tomorrow.
Oh, you didn't want me to change up.
Right. I wanted this to be a full week of you.
Oh, it's a full week of me.
So we got that coming up here in just a little bit on Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window studio. We'll be right back.
Then Jesus went about all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues, preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing every sickness and every disease among the people. Matthew chapter 9, verse 35. Hello, Upper Cumberland. This is Jesse Flowers with the Jerry Whitson Road Church of Christ. Join us every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. on our radio program, Words of Exhortation, as we study through the Gospel of Matthew right here on WHUB. May the Lord bless you as you serve Him and serve others.
Did you know that all of our stations have some great half-price Upper Cumberland deals? You're supporting local businesses and getting great savings at the same time. Businesses like Fog Light Food House, CG's Boutique, Exceptional Bean, Royal House of Cheese. Go to halfpriceuppercumberland.com. Visit any of the Cookeville Communications station websites for more information or to purchase a half-price gift card.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp today. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. The InventHelp data bank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Get started today.
Call us for free information at 1-800-558-5497. Again, 1-800-558-5497.
Hey guys, this is Jeff Root, General Manager at Ford Lincoln Cookeville. Are you tired of having to wait at a dealership to get your car serviced? Well, then you're going to love Ford Mobile Service from Ford of Cookeville. From oil changes and tire rotations to simple repairs, our certified technicians will do their thing right in your own driveway thanks to our state-of-the-art mobile service van. Let us come to you. Schedule your Ford mobile service now at FordLincolnCookeville.com or give us a call at 931-526-3325. Terms and conditions apply. See deal for details.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit ConsumerCellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto-pay and e-billing.
Call us before you dig. Accidents are caused each year because someone broke a gas line that they didn't know was there. Remember, not all of our lines are in the street. They go through your yard to the house. Don't take a chance. The Cookeville Gas Department will gladly check any area before you dig and tell you if there are any gas lines present. Help us keep natural gas the safest energy there is. Natural gas. Energy for life. This message brought to you in the interest of safety from the Cookeville Gas Department in cooperation with the Tennessee Public Utility Commission.
Saving energy saves you money. Whether you switch to Energy Star light bulbs, install Energy Star appliances, or add extra insulation. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Ad Council.
Jason and Sheila. Good Morning Cookeville. 1077 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. We're here in the Willow Window studio. It's 6:50 now.
Coming up just after 7, we're going to talk to Norris and Aileen Skelly. They're with Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. And at 7:30 from Standing Stone State Park, park manager Sean Hughes and park ranger Stephanie Howick will be in. I'm looking forward to talking to them as well to find out about, that we've had so much rain and then the dam was overflowing there at Standing Stone and just find out more about that.
And all their summer programs.
Got lots of great
camps
programs.
and things like that. And for those of you just tuning in to Hub Plus, yes, that's a banana on Sheila's sweater. A banana. Again, clearing things up.
You're obsessed with this banana sweater.
Well, I mean,
it's red with the yellow banana. It's great. I like
it's
bright
a banana.
colors.
It's I just want everybody to know it's a banana.
It's fun.
All right. Every single day, me and Sheila, we go through a bunch of news stories. You can, by the way, you can see the banana if you're listening on the radio and you're like, what are they talking about? Hub Plus is the way to go.
Yes.
Then you can see Sheila's nanner sweater.
Or just go to News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub on Facebook.
It's on Facebook, YouTube, Channel 192 on Twin Lakes and Spectrum.
And this sweater that's not even sponsoring our show.
No, but I
had
mean,
to pay for it.
Maybe we start adding a sponsor to your sweater.
Let me just tell you, CG, if you want me to wear your clothes in the morning.
Yeah.
Provide me with
Wardrobe provided by
CG's Boutique.
Hey, you know what? Other people do that.
I know. Why can't I?
Wardrobe provided by.
I'm happy to talk about all my little jewelry and everything.
Well, I know you are. Have to add another hour to the show.
Oh, I'd love that.
Anyway, me and Sheila, we go through a bunch of news stories, try to find some that are positive and uplifting, and we call it
The
Real Good. In Madison, Mississippi, a man named Omari has touched the lives of many in the community while attending college and working at a restaurant called Beagle Bagel. Omari also stays busy helping at a summer arts camp, choreographing school plays, and assisting with show choir auditions. Recently, Omari was involved in a car accident. He wasn't harmed, but his car got totaled. When the news of the accident spread around Madison, Mississippi, his friends and neighbors were inspired to give back. Without his knowledge, the community rallied together, raised money, and surprised him with a gift of a reliable used car.
Wow.
You know, this guy volunteers everywhere
to help him. He needs to get around because he's helping everybody.
On a bagel salary.
Yeah. He needed some help.
Those who know him best were shocked by the overwhelming support. If you know Omari, you love Omari, one person said. Another person said, he's the most deserving, and we are so grateful for everything he does in our community. So, good job, community of Madison, Mississippi, helping out somebody who's made it, obviously, his life to help out others. A Tennessee cancer clinic is impacting people in rural areas using a special hologram technology that allows speedy contact with expert doctors. Instead of missing opportunities to reach patients in need because of long commutes, doctors at the clinic beam to different locations. So it's more than just a phone call or even a video call. It seems like the doctor is really there.
Wow.
According to one patient, it feels just like I'm talking with my doctor face to face.
That's kind of crazy, isn't it?
It's a huge breakthrough because it levels the playing field, ensuring the patients in remote locations receive the same quality care as those in big cities. Could you imagine that?
No.
Have hologram doctor beam in?
It'd be a little weird.
You have to go to a special beam in place, or can they beam them into your house?
See, that's what I'm wondering. Wouldn't you have to have special technology? And if you can't afford to go to the doctor, you're not going to have that special technology.
I'm sure you still have to go to the doctor's office.
Right.
I bet they've put that.
And he's beamed right in. But beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah.
Crazy.
See, I thought Teladoc was nuts.
And this is like, you look like you've got a real doctor in there. That's really odd.
But, hey, it's a great Tennessee invention. Go Vols.
It all comes back to the Vols.
Well, I mean, they probably went to Tennessee.
They probably did. That's why they're so smart.
All right, Sheila, here we go. Round 4 of Ask Sheila. Okay. This looks like another one of those average Americans, but it's about money spent. If you're an average American who spends money, you should kill this.
Okay, thanks. I'll try.
In a recent year, Americans spent $3 billion on this. What is it?
$3 billion.
$3 billion on this in 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah.
I'd say pizza's less than that.
I don't know. You want to give you a hint?
Sure. I love hints.
It starts today.
Spring. March Madness.
There we go.
In spring today? It is. First day of spring?
20th or 21st. Yes, the NCAA basketball brackets. So.
Whatever.
Americans spend almost $15 billion on this. What is it?
I just told you something. It's all about spending?
Yeah, Americans spend.
Groceries.
No. I can tell you this. Around here, we don't have to worry about spending our money on this.
Around here?
Yeah, around here, we don't have to worry about it.
Around these parts.
If you're in a big town, then you need to worry about it. But if you're here, anywhere
like transportation.
Close.
Parking.
Parking, absolutely. You know, when you go to Nashville, you got to pay to park off. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about that.
At least right now.
All right, Sheila.
All right, Jason.
In a recent year, Americans spent almost $75 billion on these. What are they?
Christmas gifts.
No. Not Christmas gifts. $75 billion.
Billion.
On doing this event, we'll call it.
Event. 75 billion. Is this one? Read the question one more time. So many things.
In a recent year, Americans spent almost $75 billion on these.
In a year, we've spent $1 billion.
Yeah, 15 or 75 billion.
And it's an event.
Yes, it's an event.
Is it like a party?
Yeah, the part of it's a party.
Like a wedding planning.
Wedding. $75 billion.
Isn't that crazy?
On getting married. You realize, like, back in the day, like your great grandparents, they're just like, we're married now.
Yeah. There wasn't even, you didn't even have to go to the justice of the peace or anything.
Well, I mean,
or did you?
I think you still did, but there was no official paperwork.
Yeah.
They didn't buy.
I'm gonna claim you as mine.
They didn't buy rings for each other.
Yeah, that was the jewelry store.
Scam.
Shh.
The diamond rings are a scam, and the state having you get a license is a scam.
Matt Phillips is not gonna like that with jewelry import.
I mean, we still have to do it. It's ingrained.
You have to do it now.
But it's a scam. De Beers made it up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth.
There's a lot of things that we have been gullible into.
De Beers made it up. That is fact.
So many things made up to get us to buy things.
Yeah. And then this.
You know who falls for it the worst? Us women.
Then the state and the federal government is like, nope, need a license for that.
Yep, we need to get our money.
Then they got their hand out looking for their whatever.
Everybody's got their hand out.
So the whole thing's a scam, really.
Bah humbug.
Yeah.
That's Jason.
Well, I mean, coming up, we're going to talk to some of the people from MAD. They've got a fundraiser coming up. We'll talk to them in just a little bit, so stick around with us. Good morning, Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window studio. Be right back.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY, 107.7 FM, and AM 1400, WHUB, Cookeville.
Class dismissed. I'm Chris Foster of Fox News. President Trump's expected to sign an executive order today directing Education Secretary Linda McMahon to break up her department.
White House Deputy Press Secretary Harrison Field says, quote, President Trump's executive order to expand educational opportunities will empower parents, states, and communities to take control and improve outcomes for all students. This is something the president campaigned on, of course, saying the department was full of, quote, radical zealots and Marxists. Under Article 2 of the Constitution, Congress will need to sign off on abolishing the Department of Education, which was established in 1979.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. At least 70 Palestinians are reported killed in Israeli airstrikes across Gaza today, where Israeli troops are back on the ground.
Ground forces have moved back into the Netzarim corridor, the roadway that splits the Gaza Strip down the middle. The IDF says that strikes this week have killed a Hamas leader in charge of security affairs. The military also claims that there's a high probability these strikes killed the Hamas head of internal security forces, the Minister of Justice, and the Minister of Internal Affairs.
Fox's Alex Hogan. An Indian citizen teaching at Georgetown University in D.C. is detained for deportation, accused of spreading Hamas propaganda and promoting anti-Semitism on social media. The Greenpeace environmental activist group is ordered to pay $660 million to the owner of the Dakota Access Pipeline over protests in 2017.
Demonstrators clashed with police over an oil pipeline under the Missouri River. Greenpeace, according to the pipeline's lawsuit, orchestrated a campaign to stop construction, providing intelligence, training, tents, tools, and lockboxes that protesters used to chain themselves to equipment, leading to some 700 arrests. Now, the company, Energy Transfer, claims Greenpeace also defamed it, causing banks to divest, costing it some $300 million in damages.
Fox's William Bludgeoness. America's listening to Fox News.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Only two things in life are certain, death and taxes. How about one more? Switch from Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile to cut your bill in half with Pure Talk. For just $25 a month, you get unlimited talk, text, 5 gigs of data on America's most dependable 5G network. Making the switch, it's simple, fast, and easy. You dial pound 250, you say the keyword Pure Talk, and make the switch. You do it now, you save an additional 50% off your first month. Pure Talk, wireless, by Americans, for Americans.
There's a conviction in a pandemic aid fraud case.
A jury in Minnesota finding Amy Bach, the founder of Feeding Our Future, guilty of conspiracy, wire fraud, and bribery. Federal prosecutors say Bach ran a food fraud scheme, stealing $250 million, accusing her of exploiting chaos during the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic, submitting falsified paperwork as part of the federal child nutrition program. Co-defendant Salim Saeed, convicted of similar charges and money laundering. Both had maintained their innocence, defense lawyers arguing their clients were misled and not responsible for fraud. They are each one of 70 defendants charged in the case. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Day 2 of the Vancouver Auto Show. No Teslas there.
The show's executive director told Fox Business the move is to protect the safety of attendees, exhibitors, and staff. This as people in Canada have been protesting Tesla and its CEO Elon Musk, who also heads President Trump's Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. Americans upset about Musk's actions are also protesting Tesla and even vandalizing Tesla dealerships in the U.S.
That's Fox's Carmen Roberts. You can watch about 12 straight hours of men's college basketball today if you want. 16 first-round tournament games starting at 12:15 Eastern.
Auburn enters the tournament as the number 1 overall seed, taking on 16-seed Alabama State in the South region. Duke, Houston, and Florida are the other number 1 seeds. On Friday, which will see 16 more games, the UConn Huskies kick off their back-to-back championship defense against Oklahoma, but they do so as an 8 seed after losing 10 games leading up to the tournament. Joe Morgan, Fox News.
The first day of spring, or technically about 2 hours into it when the Earth's axis isn't tilted toward or away from the sun. And everyone in the world gets about 12 hours of sunlight, 12 hours of nighttime, give or take a few minutes. Happens again in the fall. America's listening to Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. The Putnam County Sheriff's Office says 3 Nashville gang members have been arrested in connection with a series of auto burglaries. Sheriff Eddie Ferris said multiple break-ins and a car theft occurred in February across the Hewlin Drive, Cedar Circle area and Big Orange Circle, Hawkins Crawford Road area. The trio tracked down after a stolen vehicle was located in Nashville. 2024 census estimates released this week show Putnam County's population at 84,894. That's a 6.3% growth in population since the 2020 census. County Mayor Randy Porter said this week that the 2020 numbers were likely lower than expected due to COVID. Livingston-Overton County Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors have announced the appointment of Zach Stevens as its new president and CEO. He replaces Shannon Cantrell, who announced her resignation earlier this year. That's the news from WHUB.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. We're in the Willow Window Studio, 706 now.
And our special guests are with Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. It may have another name.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Yeah, come on, Sheila.
We're against the act, but not the individuals themselves.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, Sheila.
Yeah, words matter. Norris and Aileen Skelly are here representing Mothers Against Drunk Driving. So we appreciate y'all being here. Walk Like Mad's coming up pretty soon, too.
April the 12th at the Cumberland University in Lebanon. It's our signature fundraising public awareness event, and we ask that if you're interested, we'll hook you up and have a fun day in Lebanon for you.
So is it just happening in Lebanon, or is there a Cookeville one planned, or is that they have? These happen in a lot of places, right?
There's about 90 cities across the country that they happen in, and this is the statewide event.
Okay.
I'm hoping that in the future we may be able to do one in Middle Tennessee and then rotate East and West Tennessee, spread it out a little bit more.
Yeah.
It'd be a little easier for folks to participate in other parts of the state.
Yeah. So what does so this is a fundraiser, right?
Right.
All right. So what happens with after the money's raised? What are some of the things that you do with that money that you get from this? Because I know there's a lot of programs that you guys do that I know when you were in here before. Oh my gosh, you do that. Oh my gosh, you do that. It's kind of like secret stuff, but
stuff.
So we don't need it to be secret.
We really don't. We need to do a better job of getting out in the public and letting people know what we do.
Yeah.
Part of the money will go to the underage drinking program. We have people in all parts of the state, the 3 grand divisions of the state, East, Middle, and West, that go into schools and talk about the dangers of underage drinking. We have some public awareness programs we'll try to get going again. And a chunk of the money will go to victim services, which a lot of people don't know that we provide.
Yeah, I had no idea that was a thing until last year. I believe you were in here and we were talking about that. I didn't know that was something. Now, what all is entailed with that? Victim
services. Well, to me, that's the biggest thing that we do because way back in 93 when my brother was killed, and he was like the youngest of 5 children. And it just...
and he was killed by a drunk driver.
He was killed by a repeat offender drunk driver with a very high blood alcohol level. And at that time, we only had one MAD employee in the state, and the office was in Nashville.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
My family was in Jamestown, and she came all the way to go to court with us and to talk with us and visit with us. And so what happens when you work with a victim, I had to go to victim training in Texas. You're not allowed to work with victims unless you're trained on how to provide what they need.
Right.
And trained on what not to do also. So we will send out, if someone calls, a victim calls, you find out what their family makeup, who's in the family, children, siblings or grandparents or whatever. There's individual brochures that now everything's online. But at that time we would put together a packet and mail to them. And one of these packets, which I think is the most important, tells you every date, every court date, what an arraignment is, what this date or this date explains them step by step. Because we talk to victims and they'll say, well, we're having our trial next week. Well, they've not even been to their first court appearance. They think every time they go to court, it's going to be a trial.
Right.
And so then they're sorely disappointed when it stretches out over a year. And so that was helpful to my family. And then when we got a MAD chapter here in Cookeville, which they don't do chapters now, I just wanted somebody to be there for the victims like somebody was for me.
Because they're so confusing, though. You don't know the court system. You've not been in it, and it's probably the first time you were even dealing with it when your brother passed.
It was the first time, and of course, we didn't have to go but once or twice to court because the guy who killed my brother ended up pleading guilty and accepting the maximum sentence. He didn't even try to plea bargain. But that was, at that time, that was 6 years, and he did 4 years in Brushy Mountain.
Okay.
And he's sober and holding down a job now. So.
Oh, that's great news.
Yeah, because we have this many arrests of him. When we talk to drunk drivers that the judge orders, and I lay these out and tell them you don't want to go there, and I'm sure you don't have this record, and you are here listening to me, and you have a chance not to do this. So that's another thing. But for me, the walk is also about the fact that people that have become a different type of family that I see when we go to the walk across the state of Tennessee and that. Like one couple that live in Mount Juliet, I think, or Lebanon or Mount Juliet, their daughter was killed the same year as my brother. Well, they're like a family now, and Norris went to training and roamed with him when he went to some training, and MAD used to train their volunteers. Now we have more MAD employees doing the work instead. Like we have a lady who will come to the schools here and do the programs. But it's raising some money, which we don't raise a lot of money, and it's getting together and seeing each other, and new victims who became a victim the last year or two that come to the walk, they can look and see, well, these people, this happened to them 30 years ago, and look at them. So
there's life after this.
I hope it gives them hope.
Right, yeah.
Hope is a good thing, because a lot of times you feel so hopeless when something like that happens.
And another thing that I've never talked about is when this happens to you and your life is shattered, your family is shattered, and you don't know what to do, and you're trying to put the pieces back together, but everybody around you, your friends, your church family, your work family, everybody wants you to be okay.
Yeah.
You know, the funeral's over. Oh, we'll give you a week or two.
It's time for you to get back to normal.
Yeah, and if you don't,
and there's no normal.
And it's almost like they need it for them, not for you.
Right.
And so you start acting like you're okay when you're not okay. And it will.
And you suppress a lot of things, a lot of feelings.
I mean, and I hope this doesn't sound terrible. I really hope it doesn't. But that is a sudden change in your family. You know, it's not like they had a chronic illness and had been back and forth to the hospital, or had been in the hospital for months, and you'd been warned this is coming. You know, not that death in family is any easier to deal with. I don't mean that. This is a sudden change.
Yeah, sudden death is different than a long. When somebody's sick for a long time, you sometimes get to the point that you want relief for them.
Yeah.
And when it's so sudden, also with that, you can wake up morning after morning thinking, oh, maybe that didn't really happen. You know, you can know maybe I dreamed it, and it's new every day for a long time.
Yeah.
And then
you're just trying to, the shock of the whole thing, because it happened so suddenly, you're trying to really just process everything, and there's no time limit on that.
Yeah. And my brother, Chris Knatzer from Jamestown. He, like I said, he was the 5th child. But when he was born, my sister Beverly was 15, and I was 13. And my brother and sister Mary and Larry, twins, were 8. And so we had this play baby, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, we all
I felt like it was your baby.
We all parented him in one way or another, and for him to be gone, it was just so hard to accept.
Yeah.
But I have to say, and a lot of victims won't say this, but I respect the fact that this man pled guilty, and I respect the fact that he took time to think about it and that his life changed.
That's the great news, that his life changed, because I imagine it'd be real easy just to slip right back into where you were. I mean, that's what happens to a lot of people, because you get out and there's your same buddies.
Yes. A year ago, I was talking with his sister, and she said he has not drank alcohol since he killed Chris.
Oh my God. Good.
That's 31 years.
We're talking, it's Walk Like Mad. That's coming up here soon. We'll get more details here for you. How you can be involved with Mad Mothers Against Drunk Driving when we come back. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
Discover unbeatable value at Freedom Pawn, your ultimate one-stop shop. Conveniently located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta, we offer a vast selection of guns, ammo, knives, instruments, cameras, game systems, jewelry, tools, kayaks, trailers, and more. Whether you're buying, selling, or trading, our expert team is here to help. We're now open on Mondays, so visit Freedom Pawn Monday through Saturday. Come see us and experience the difference. Freedom Pawn, the friendliest and cleanest pawn shop in the Upper Cumberland.
Safe firearms storage saves lives. That's why the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security is offering free cable locks to help Tennesseans secure their firearms. Learn where you can request your free cable lock at safestoretn.com. That's safestoretn.com. Brought to you by the Department of Safety and Homeland Security, the Tennessee Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
Hey guys, Ron Crane here from Dependable Auto Sales and Service, also Colonial Automotive, towing, rentals, we've got it all. Guys, if it's automotive, even if you need body work, if you've been in a wreck or something, please let us know. 931-526-7355. That's 931-526-SELL, S-E-L-L, 24/7 at dasautosales.com. That's dasautosales.com, and we're located 1575 Interstate Drive, the only car dealership on the left on Restaurant Row. Please come see us at any time. Thanks, guys.
Gentry's Power Equipment, your trusted Exmark dealer in Cookeville. For over 35 years, Exmark has been pioneering innovation, offering legendary durability and unmatched cut quality. Whether you're a professional landscaper or a homeowner, our range of commercial and residential mowers is designed to meet your needs. Hurry in for 0% financing for 48 months on select models, just in time for spring mowing. Gentry's Power Equipment, 755 Buffalo Valley Road, Cookeville, where big boy toys are their specialty.
Artificial intelligence, AI, it's all you hear about. But how far away is it? And what are the potential threats from AI that could totally upend the way Americans live their lives? What will it do to the job market? What will the unemployment rate be? What does it mean for data privacy or cybersecurity? How about the banking system or national security? The ECB has already warned about a bubble in AI stocks. Could this spread to other sectors? If you have $50,000 or more saved for retirement, this may not be the time to wait and find out. Learn how you could help protect your life savings using precious metals like gold and silver. Right now, you can get a free gold and silver kit from the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco. On top of that, you could get up to a 10% instant match in bonus silver with a qualified account. Visit HannityGold.com or call 855-815-GOLD. One more time, visit HannityGold.com or call 855-815-GOLD.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here with you. We're live from the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:20 now.
And we're talking with Norris and Aileen Skelly with Mothers Against Drunk Driving. And we're talking about some of the things that kind of made you guys get into the Mothers Against Drunk Driving. You really were affected by that when your brother was killed by a drunk driver. And I think your story really helps others heal. And you said you've had a lot of healing through your work with other folks.
Yes. But when people, I used to say when I was going to court a lot with families, I said, it's such an honor when a parent would say to me, would you go with me to the cemetery where my child's buried? You know, where my son's buried or whatever. That was just like,
It's such a vulnerable moment, and they trusted you to share that moment with them.
It shows you what you mean to them. And, of course, I feel that way about the person that helped my family.
Sure. Has it gone down any drunk driving as of late with, there's so many services out there now that you can call, whether that's Uber or whatever. I know there's always been cabs and things like that, but there seems to be more ways to get home safe than there used to be.
And I think there for a while, for several years, we were seeing the numbers nationwide for fatalities come down.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2019, we were under 10,000 deaths nationwide, which was a big improvement.
Nationwide, that's it, yeah.
But then after COVID and everything went sort of crazy, the last few years it's gone back up. Fatalities have gone up 35% nationwide.
Oh my gosh, really?
Back up over 13,000 a year. So we're trying to get that number back down. There's ride shares, there's cabs, there's designated driver programs. And we tell people you have to plan ahead. You cannot wait until you're sitting somewhere and go, oh, I think I need to figure out a way to get home.
Well, Uber is so easy. It's so easy to do. It's an app on your phone.
But you're not thinking clear if you have been drinking sometimes. So I guess that's why
true,
you're saying
too.
planning
You have to
ahead.
plan ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Norris always says, think before you drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, the best time to do it.
Yeah.
Because after a drink, Sheila's probably right. You're not thinking.
Yeah, there's some that
100%.
Yeah.
Even after one drink, you're probably not thinking 100% clear about what you should be doing.
And there are those folks that think, oh, I'm a better driver after I've had 2 or 3. You always
Who
find
in the heck thinks that?
you wouldn't believe how many times we've heard that from people.
How do they not know they're not?
I don't know.
I mean, that's crazy.
Or
but I believe that some people think that, but
or so and so is the best drunk driver. They're the best one when you're out with a group that they need to be the ones that do the driving.
Oh Lord,
they're my designated driver. They've had 5.
Oh my gosh.
So
I've heard
there's a wreck and there's several people in the car.
Right.
We've had this happen. One person said, "Well, I was the least drunk." But
somebody had to drive, so I was the least intoxicated.
Yes.
So
which I don't know if they could assess that.
And I'm sure that happens.
But we're seeing the numbers go up on the blood alcohol level.
Mm-hmm.
As well, I don't go to court anymore. Norris does. If I needed to, I would. But I was like, he retired from UPS, let him go. And I did it for years because I was just the person that was available. I did medical transcription at home, and I could go home and type until the middle of the night and make up my work,
Right.
And so I needed the break from it, and he does it. But we talk to drunk drivers who have been either pled guilty or been convicted by a jury, and the judge orders them to come and listen to a victim impact panel.
Mm-hmm.
And at this time, me and 2 other ladies share our personal story. And we have them fill out a form beforehand and a form afterhand without a name or anything, and ask what they were arrested for, whether it's public intoxication or drunk driving, and their blood alcohol level. And those numbers, and even in young people, they're going up to 0.15 and 0.20, and even in young people.
Well, I wonder what that turn has been that it's going
everywhere. It's everywhere. You know, you look at
because alcohol hadn't gotten any stronger. It's still the same old 90 proof or 80 proof or whatever it is.
Let's address too. I don't think people realize
they're drinking that much more.
Yes.
I don't think people realize how much they affect somebody when they. What am I trying to say? I know that people like to have fun, but there's times I go and I was like, well, I don't want anything, and they're like, oh, come on, aren't you fun?
Yes.
You know, and it's like, you don't say that to people. You never know somebody's past. You never know what somebody's at. I mean, and I know people are not meaning that to be hateful, but I mean, it really does affect people, and you don't know why.
Just
you
like
know how
food.
you could affect somebody when you're like,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
people can be fun without it.
Yeah. Well, like when you're trying to lose weight and people say, well, you can just have a little bit of this.
Yeah.
You know.
You can really tip somebody over the edge, especially if they're trying to, like they haven't had alcohol in a year or two, and then you're like, come on, aren't you fun? Let's do this.
Hey, if you're out and all your buddies are drinking and you don't want to, ginger ale is a hell of a thing to drink, because it gives no one questions it. You don't have to deal with that question anymore, and you just.
Or you can just be like me. I'm more determined not to do what you want.
Yeah. And by the way, I do think I'm a better golfer when I've had at least one. I know I'm not a great driver.
A different type of driving there.
Right. But
the
golf,
driving range.
and I'm probably not, but I feel that way. Yeah.
That's funny.
So when you go to court, are you there more as because you're not a lawyer, you're not, you're just there as more their safety net? Does that am I making sense?
When did you become a lawyer?
No. Heavens, no.
Heavens, no.
I go to court sometimes, just what we call court monitoring. I get a copy of the docket, which you can find online here in Putnam County, and see what's on the docket, and go sit in court and see how they handle each one of those DUI cases. So I have a record if it's pled down, if it's dismissed, what they've done with it. So, that way I know what's going on in the courtrooms, and if I see such and such happening, I can say, why are we dismissing this many cases? Why did you do this in this case? And the DUI prosecutors in the DA's office here has been wonderful to say, anything you have a question about, ask it and we'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more of a way to keep accountability in the community of what's being done in the courts on the issue. And if I've got this record that says, well, this guy was up here on a DUI 5th, and you let it plead down to a DUI 2nd, what were the circumstances?
Yeah.
And they'll explain to you, well,
sometimes
a bad stop.
Right.
Sometimes it's been enough time that they drop off, and sometimes there's problems in the case. But we have never, over all these years, seen a problem in how things are handled here. No. But you can hear stories of other places where they just kind of let everything go.
Yeah.
So we're very fortunate here, but the victims I work with don't know that, and they've not been in court other places, and I have, and so they think that they're too easy on people, and you have to try to explain to them well, they have to follow the law also, and there's limits on what they can do and what they can't do, and all of that going into a victim to help them understand.
Right.
You're kind of a mediator in a way, then.
Well, it's like anything else. It's about education, and if you don't know, you don't know. It's always great to have people like you guys who do know, not only personally, but through the years have watched and learned and know what these things mean.
And are even open-minded to talk to the drivers.
Yeah.
like not being so judgmental, but just learning from each other and what we can do to improve everything.
And I tell them when I speak, almost always don't I always tell them, I'm not here to judge you. I'm not judging you.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you can do what you've been ordered to do and go forward and have a good life, and don't let this hold you down.
This ain't the end.
And I tell them, you're a child of God and you are a
Amen.
human being. I tell them that.
That is great. And just before we run out of time, tell us about Walk Like Mad one more time. How do we get there? How do we sign up? Well, all the stuff.
Well, unfortunately, I did not bring the link with me, but if you go to a search engine and type in Walk Like Mad Tennessee, you can find the link to it.
Google it.
Google it, absolutely. And you can click on that link. There is a Team Upper Cumberland. So someone in our area wants to join the Team Upper Cumberland or donate, you can do that. The walk is Saturday, April the 12th in Lebanon at Cumberland University. We're going to have a few vendors there that are going to be, I think, fun.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to try to make it a fun day and also a day where the victims can come together and share their losses with each other and know that they're not alone, that we are always here with them.
That's right.
One of the things we used to say in MAD was, you always have a place in MAD.
Yeah.
There's always a place at the table for you here with this organization, whether it's been 30 days or 30 years.
Right. Wow. So just Google Walk Like Mad Tennessee. Be sure to sign up with Team Upper Cumberland. Once you get there, make your donations, show up and walk. It's just Lebanon, so it's not like it's that far away or anything. Guys, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you for having us.
It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. Sheila, who's next?
It is Standing Stone State Park's park manager, Sean Hughes, and then one of the park rangers, Stephanie Howick.
All right, we'll be right back. It's Good Morning Cookeville, live from the Willow Window Studio. We'll be back in just a little bit.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. A TBI child sex abuse investigation has resulted in the arrest of a Sparta man, 40-year-old Timothy Rankin, charged with one count of violation of the Sexual Offender Registry. A TBI press release says agents began investigating Rankin in December after receiving a tip concerning child sex abuse material being sent to others by a Snapchat user. The user later identified as Rankin. The Putnam County Sheriff's Office says 3 Nashville gang members have been arrested in connection with a series of auto burglaries. Sheriff Eddie Ferris said multiple break-ins and a car theft occurred in February across the Hewlin Drive Cedar Circle area and Bighorn Circle Hawkins Crawford Road area. The trio tracked down after a stolen vehicle was located in Nashville. The sheriff says multiple law enforcement agencies worked together to solve the case. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. Yesterday in the boys' state tournament in Murfreesboro, the Pickett County Bobcats fell to Hillcrest 56-39 in the 1A state quarterfinals. In the 2A state quarterfinals, Jackson County beat Jackson Central Mary for their first ever win in the state tournament. They'll play two-time defending champions Alcoa in the semifinals Friday at 2:15. The Upperman Bees baseball team beat Stone Memorial last night 5-2 to sweep the Panthers in the first 2 games of district play. The Bees have now won 3 games in a row and are 4-5 on the season. Julian Yano pitched 7 innings for Upperman and tossed 6 strikeouts in the win. With the first round games of the NCAA tournament getting underway today, one team will have a head coach who has accepted a job with another team. McNeese State's Will Wade will become the next head coach at NC State after McNeese State finishes their run in the tournament. McNeese State will play Clemson today at 2:15. Join us this morning from the Glass House as the Upperman Bees basketball team takes on Hume Fogg in the 3A state quarterfinals. Myself and Noah McKay will have the call on the UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel at 9:30 this morning. I'm Jacob Vinson, and that was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank.
TRN News. A trail of blood leads Metro Nashville Police to a stabbing suspect. Cops say they began investigating after a man was dropped off at the hospital Tuesday night, suffering from a stab wound to the neck. They went to the Richland Hills apartments where the attack allegedly happened and found blood in the passenger seat of a car that led to one of the units. The mother of the victim's child, Alexis Gordon, taken into custody. Samantha Marion released on $100,000 bond after being held for the death of Pastor Ricky Floyd. Marion allegedly shot and killed Floyd last week outside of Mama's Bar after the two got into an argument which spilled outside the establishment. Floyd was pastor of the Pursuit of God Transformation Center and founder of Salvation Revelation Ministries. Marion has been charged with voluntary manslaughter. I'm Lee Mowen.
Number 1 for news from across the state. This is the Tennessee Radio Network.
I'm Tiffany. I have some tips for you on how to quit smoking like I did. First, I did some reading about it. I found a lot of great advice on how to quit smoking and picked out the ways I thought would work best for me. I started by setting a quit date. Then I threw out my ashtrays, lighters, and matches. I did other things too, like exercising more, and it worked. But I'd still get cravings, especially on long car rides. To help me with that, I put a picture of my mother in my car. She died of lung cancer from smoking cigarettes when I was only 16. Now I have a 16-year-old daughter. That picture of my mother reminds me that I don't want to miss all the things my daughter is going to do in her life, including turning 17.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
A student faces charges for vandalizing over 40 vehicles on the University of Tennessee campus. Police arrested Sky Scalaba Tuesday, the 29-year-old student accused of slashing tires, and they're charged with felony vandalism with additional charges coming. A man dies from a crash on Oak Ridge Tuesday afternoon. John Hall traveling on North Illinois Avenue in Oak Ridge when he crossed the line into two vehicles. Hall and the second driver were taken to an area hospital, with Hall dying from his injuries. The second driver in unknown condition. Those in the third vehicle were not hurt. The crash is being investigated. The Tennessee Valley Authority releasing over 1 million gallons of water per second at the Kentucky Dam. WBKO reporting the water being moved downriver after heavy rains from the previous weekend. The Tennessee River will remain below flood stage everywhere except Savannah. The dam helps reduce flood damage along 6 million acres of the lower Ohio and Mississippi rivers. It opened in 1944 and is also a hydroelectric plant that provides energy for roughly 220,000 homes. I'm Lee Mowen, Tennessee Radio Network News.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
From the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio, I'm Anthony Taylor with your Thursday morning forecast. It's the first day of spring, but old man winter isn't letting go just yet. Temperatures will hover in the 40s today with light rain showers likely. A few snow showers can mix in at times along the plateau. West-southwest winds around 15 miles per hour, gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. Skies will clear out overnight with lows in the upper 20s.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
On 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here with you. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:37.
We're happy to have from Standing Stone State Park, park manager Sean Hughes and Stephanie Howick, who's one of the park rangers over there. So thank you so much for joining us this morning.
You're welcome. We're happy to be here.
Well, we're so happy. Thank you for having us.
Well, I know that we've got some weather lately, and you guys were posting on social media. Just the waterfall was just tremendous through there. But, I mean, it's beautiful, the power of the water. But did y'all have the flooding, too, that happened? Or what?
Yeah, we did have some flooding. I think we had about someone said 4 inches of rain. And
in just a short amount of time.
Just a short amount of time. And we did try to do a good job of capturing and letting the public know what was going on, but it's something that seems to happen every 2 or 3 years. But there's some really, I think some great photographs on our social media, and but everything's starting to shape up. I think we're looking a lot better. The trails are in the progress of almost being opened back up, so we're ready for people to come back and see us, and with the day being the first day of spring,
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
The great debate.
It's allegedly the first day of
Don't
spring.
argue with your park rangers about first day of spring. They know more than we do on that.
Yeah, I guess that's what everybody's saying. It's the first day of spring. For some reason, I always thought it was the 21st, but I guess I'm wrong
we've
on
got
that
some
deal.
calendar proof right here.
Calendar said first day of spring.
Well, then there you go. I mean,
And I thought it was a good time to have them
obviously,
on first day of spring.
I'm wrong. Well, I mean, the state parks always do a lot through the spring and summer with not just community but kids as well. So, do you have any programs planned coming up for spring and summer?
So for springtime, summertime, we'll always have park rangers always lead ranger-led programs throughout the year. And eventually come May, about end of May, we'll have a seasonal interpretive ranger that will join our team. And they actually host
a seasonal interpretive ranger.
Yes.
That sounds pretty special.
What does that mean?
So they are in charge of hosting lots of program events.
Oh, okay.
And they do focus a lot for children. Anyone can come attend, and it's super fun. But we will eventually have full weeks of programs. We print those weekly schedules. We post them on our social media, so you can kind of pick and choose anything from a creek crawl where we're getting in the creek and we're looking at the creatures that live in the creek. We'll find turtles, crawfish, salamanders, all sorts of fish, and and every time we do it, it's different. So it's really cool. Even if you come to the same program a couple times, it could be a whole different experience. But we also have some weaponry, like we'll do axe throwing or arrow, and we can kind of do demonstrations. And
now we're talking.
Yeah.
We have to sign a waiver on that.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
And even before that, right now on our upcoming event page, it's loaded with great ranger-led programs where you could go with Stephanie or any of the rangers at Standing Stone State Park. Even before that seasonal interpretive ranger gets there this summer, where we're offering 3 to 4 programs per day. The rangers at Standing Stone are already full throttle doing programs. So I looked at it this last night. It's covered with events, so we invite people to check those out, and there's great opportunities there.
Now's a great time to go out to the park because it is spring and you got red buds and Bradford pears, and there's some other trees starting to bud out. All the woodland flowers are starting to come up, and whether that's I know they're not all daffodils, but whatever those are, the ones that grow in the woods, and all kinds of different those little flowers that grow in the woods that none of us, y'all know the names of, but there's that little purple flower thing, all of that's starting to happen right now too. So it's kind of like it's coming to life.
Yes.
That's exactly the way we describe it. It's such an exciting time at Standing Stone where everything does seem like it is coming to life. And that's the reason why we do have hikes. And we even have a special event in April called the Nature Rally. I think it's April 11th and 12th. And it's a whole 20
That's just around the corner.
20-something programs, but a lot of them are guided wildflower hikes to help everyone know what those flowers are. And Standing Stone State Park is one of the top premier wildflower sites.
I didn't know that.
Most definitely, it is a fantastic place, and they've already started.
I posted last night. I found probably 5 new flowers blooming yesterday.
Oh, wow. Really?
So I'm trying to keep up with posting so people can see, what you can come to the park and what's blooming, and kind of keep track of that.
I say if you visit parks and you don't talk to one of the rangers, you're really missing out, because it's like y'all are a wealth of information and love talking to people.
Yes.
So that's probably why y'all enjoy your job so much. You get to share what's so cool about the park with everybody.
I tell everybody that's my favorite part of the job and anybody that runs into me probably knows that they can't get away. I enjoy talking to everyone that comes out there.
Yeah, just the other day, there were lots of kids staying on site because, of course, we've got the cabins and the campsite, and
that's spring break.
Yeah, they were asking about the seasonal ranger, but we don't have them yet. So I did a quick little, hey, let's go look for fossils and flowers, and explore the creek, and You can walk along our creeks and
I didn't think
just
about
find
fossils.
in the
That's
water,
cool.
especially with all that water that just came through.
What's the most unique thing that y'all have found when you've been on the hikes or trying to find some of the critters and fossils?
I think we find a lot of crinoid fossils, but then I found a couple of different corals just the other day. Fossilized.
Crinoid. What is that? Tell me like I'm 5.
So basically, I guess the whole area used to be a low sea, like just underwater, and they were kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It was a plant, but they have a stem and then it like branches out on the top. So a lot of the parts we find are like those stems, and actually
they fossilize.
They fossilize, yep. And then you'll find them in pieces. Some people find like full.
Is that what they
ones,
used
but-
to, when we were kids, they'd call it Indian money?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I was just telling Stephanie the other day, I think one of the coolest things we found was we actually found a starfish.
Oh yeah.
A fossilized.
No
starfish.
way.
So I mean, I know at one time it was all underwater, but it don't seem real till you find.
And that's proof,
Right,
Yeah.
until you find those items.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Were y'all like, no way? I mean,
I did. Yes, I think it's been about 10 years ago we found it, but yeah, it was. It still stands out to me. It's pretty crazy.
so what happens to that? Did you just leave it? Did you send it somewhere, or how does that work when you find something cool like that?
Well, everything is protected in the state parks unless you have a collection permit. That was.
You're a ranger.
Right.
So can you can't just take that and put it in your visitor center to show it?
I could do. We could do that.
But it's
for-
still
for
on the
that
park
case.
premises, right?
For that case, yeah. There is sometimes people have collection permits or professors or something like that. In that case, I had a professor with me.
That is so neat. That is really cool. No telling what you're going to find.
Starfish. I never would have thought that. That's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
We'll be right back. We'll talk about some other things they've got coming up at Standing Stone and for the spring and summer, and some things to look forward to as we get along in this season. 7:46 now. It's Jason and Sheila. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
Looking for incredible deals and unique finds? Discover the Habitat Restore off South Jefferson Avenue in Cookeville. From furniture and home decor to appliances and building materials, we've got everything you need to spruce up your space, all at unbeatable prices. Plus, every purchase supports Habitat for Humanity, helping families build their dream homes right here in our community. So why wait? Visit Habitat Restore today and uncover treasures while making a difference. South Jefferson Avenue, right here in Cookeville.
Now you can get generic Viagra shipped to your door for about $2 a pill. Get the same impact for less. Call Steelman Pills now and get the same blue pill for about $2 a pill. Call now for the 50 pill special and save even more. Plus, get a free bonus.
800-621-4764. 800-621-4764. That's 800-621-4764.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement?
I wish I could retire.
Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Retire the Right Way, with Aaron Wright. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 9 a.m. on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Your home, your sanctuary. This includes your outdoor haven as well as the interior of your home. Willow Window can elevate your outdoors today with elegant and innovative products from SummerSpace. From awnings and outdoor shades to porch enclosure systems, transform your porch to your favorite part of your home. SummerSpace has the perfect solution specific to your needs. Call Willow Window today for your free estimate, 931-WINDOW-1.
It's tax season. By now, we're all a bit tired of numbers, but here's one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number, $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed. Save up to 40% in your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit lifelock.com. That's lifelock.com, promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/today. Ethos.com/today.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here, live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:50 now.
From Standing Stone State Park, Park Manager Sean Hughes is with us, and Park Ranger Stephanie Howitt. And the gift shop has a lot of great gifts. For those of you watching, the Standing Stone State Park shirts, they've got new ones and you'll call that the Dam. Is that the Dam? Or and it's just beautiful anyway there. And then a new logo that looks like a star.
It's a compass.
Compass, yeah.
Compass. I'm sorry. It is a compass, isn't it? Standing Stone State Park. So the gift shop has a lot of new items in it, doesn't it?
Sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
Y'all know with me, I could say anything.
Yeah.
It works.
But
It
my
looks like a
heart's
star
real.
too. Yeah.
By the end of the day, she'd be like, "They got a new logo, and it's a star," because they found that starfish.
Hey, there we go.
right,
We brought it back
that's
around.
right.
That is like something I'd
That
say.
would have been the story by the end of the day. So I just wanted to nip that in the bud,
Yeah, so we have our new shirt designs offered in a few different colors.
Mm-hmm.
We're working on releasing more, creating new designs for the summertime as well.
And we're all about shopping local, so this kind of helps put money back to the park.
Yes. And we're having a spring sale right now, so most of our apparel is on sale, along with a few other items, our hats.
And these shirts are so soft too.
Yes,
It's the Bella Canvas, really soft too, really soft shirts. And don't just go check out the gift store too and gift shop and talk to the park rangers. As you see, they're a wealth of information.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you said there's a junior ranger event that's happening too coming up.
Yeah, so Ranger Parkey, he's going to be hosting a junior ranger camp.
And that's Aaron.
Aaron, yes.
So hi, Aaron. We're sorry you
Shout out
missed us.
Aaron.
His last name is Parkey?
It is.
He works at the park.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Parkey.
Okay, so
Ranger Parkey.
But Ranger Parkey's not like a mascot. That's his name.
Nope, that's his name.
Okay.
Yep.
He's a real
It's
guy.
A great name. It's a
I
great
just
name.
want to be sure. I don't want to show up and be like, expecting, "Hello, I'm Mr. Parkey," and then it'd just be a regular dude.
Actually, a great mascot. He's come up with a great idea now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I didn't want that to be the expectation because it's like when I went to that Highway 55 burger in Crossville, they got a robot that brings you food. Robot didn't bring me enough food.
Oh, you were disappointed.
Oh, just right. I didn't want there to be a want moment.
Yep.
It's just a regular dude named named Ranger Parkey.
But he's real nice, I'm sure.
He's awesome. He's awesome.
So
But
what all happens at the Junior Ranger School?
So he's put it for ages 6 to 11. And so each day from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., he's got different activities scheduled. So we basically walk the kids through kind of what our job entails. And then we show them the park. There's a small cave we'll take them to. We'll get to do some hiking and exploring and, different skills. And it's a really fun time.
How fun is it to teach the kids and they're seeing some of the stuff for the first time? That's exciting, isn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's great to watch.
It is. Anytime we can interact with kids and kind of teach them stuff, like when we were looking for fossils the other day, one of the little girls said, "These look like pancakes." And I was like, "Oh, okay, the crinoids are stacks of pancakes." I like it.
Cute,
It's that creative thinking. So it's really a fun time.
And I love seeing them get out away from their phone, away from their iPads, and actually feel the rocks and feel the earth and just learn from what we have available here in our beautiful state.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's correct. We're so lucky, not just Standing Stone State Park, but this whole area in general has such unbelievable state parks, and it's a good reason because it's such a beautiful area.
I was reading about what the Tennessee state parks, the economic impact that they have on the state, and especially this region. And so it's not just a thing that, oh, it'd be fun to go to the park. It's like you guys are driving revenue, tourism. There's hundreds of millions of dollars that are getting dumped into this area because of the state parks. I mean, I don't think there's enough importance put to that, because a lot of times state parks get overlooked, as an economic driver. And that's not the case. As of late, the state parks have become one of the top economic drivers in the state.
Well, yeah, especially Tennessee, because we have such beautiful areas here.
What is that? I mean, when you hear that kind of stuff, I mean, what does that make y'all think of? I mean, like, I'm not getting paid enough.
No, that's I think that's it's so exciting that that you say that, and that's what we want to be.
And Sean, you've been at Standing Stone a while. How long have you been there?
Full time, I've been there 24 years, and
wow.
And then I worked in state parks for 7 summers prior to that.
Well, see, the knowledge you have too. I mean, we're lucky to have you there and know the history of the park, know what the park has, and that helps when people come and visit from other states. It makes them love us more when you're so knowledgeable about things and show everybody just how special we are.
Are you surprised by the people from other states coming and taking advantage of our state parks, and then makes you wonder, don't they have state parks? Or but
not as pretty as ours.
They're not near as good.
No, they're not.
But it's got to be cool that you got people from all over coming here.
It is great. It's great to hear
other countries even.
Yep,
that's true, and it's great to hear what they have to say about how, actually, to tell us how lucky we are in Tennessee state parks, how well maintained, along with the beauty that's there, but it's more of how well maintained, how well staffed that they are. And most state parks were set up just to be just a few miles away from population centers, but most valuable is still to draw that tourism locally and from other states.
Yeah. I mean, it's just been amazing. When I saw the stats on that, I was like, well, of course, when you think about it, it makes all the sense in the world. I mean, they're calling us the new Gatlinburg. And I think a lot of that has to do with the number of state parks that we have just around just Cookeville and surrounding. How many is there? I mean, it's
There's
like three or four, right?
There's more than that. Yeah.
Oh, there's more than that.
Cumberland Mountain, Standing Stone, Fall Creek Falls,
Rock
Burgess
Island,
Island,
Cummins Falls.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
oh yeah.
Havasu York.
I mean,
there's
10 of them.
And it's amazing, like you're saying, like not only are the parks beautiful, but like we were talking about before, the rangers often lead lots of programs. And sometimes people don't realize that. And then, we get to talking to them or we try to post about them and they're like, wow, I wish I could have done that. But
and the cabins that I know not every state park has cabins, but a lot do. And those are great places to stay while you're visiting.
Yeah, it seems like every park is different, has something different to offer. And whether it's, a lot of us share vast opportunities, historical, cultural, or natural, or the vast recreational opportunities. So
you guys have a pool, so that makes y'all just a little bit better than the rest, right?
Well, many people do come enjoy the pool. I think it is a great public pool.
Yeah.
And then you're talking about people coming from all around, all over the world. In September, a Rolly Hole marble tournament.
Oh, that thing's ginormous.
It's crazy how many people.
Super Bowl of
marbles. I mean, who knew that was such a popular sport?
I didn't until I went, because I was expecting just to pull up there like it was any other day.
I tried to tell him, Sean, and then he finally went. He's like, "Oh my God!"
I got there like there was 0 places to park. That's the real deal. That's
and you
coming
see
up
license plates from all over other states, all over the country, and then
Really
you get
cool.
to talking to some of the people, and I'm like, oh, they don't even speak English.
Yeah.
They're like from another country.
We're gonna have to get out of here in just a minute, but while we have time, the easiest way to connect with you guys is that through social media, the website. Tell us that real quick.
social media. Also, just give us a call.
Okay.
In Standing Stone State Park. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
Is that what you're saying?
Yep. And all state parks have their own state park website as well, and that's where you can find a lot of the programs listed.
Okay.
So some things to look forward with us. Ranger Aaron's going to be hosting full moon kayak floats at nighttime, so you can go kayak under the full moon.
Sounds awesome.
Howl at the moon if you want.
Yeah. Ranger Harris does sunrise kayaking trips, and he does hikes of our old group camp. Ranger Williams has Nature Rally coming up that we were talking about, so that's a big event.
Awesome. Lots of great events going on at Standing Stone State Park. Guys, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's Good Morning Cookeville live here in the Willow Window Studio. I'm off tomorrow. Who's coming in?
Justin Matheny will be in with Upper Cumberland Reporter, and also Jonathan Frank. He is with Tennessee Tech. He's one of the media specialists over there, and we'll have him.
Sounds good. See y'all later. Bye now.
Bye.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub. Good Morning Cookeville. W299BY. 107.7 FM. And AM 1400 WHUB Cookeville.